So now you got to do that.
Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. I hope you've all enjoyed the holidays and are off to a great start of the year. I would like to call the meeting of the Hancock County Parks and Recreation Board to order. Today is January 15th, 2026, and it is 10 a.m. This meeting is being recorded and streamed live. By participating, you acknowledge that your image, voice, and comments may be captured and made available to the public. This meeting was properly noticed in accordance with Indiana Code 514.1.5. I'm going to conduct our first of the year roll call. This is going to be different than our other roll calls because I'm going to announce each board member's appointment authority, the date of appointment, the term, the seat, and the term expiration. And after your name is called, then you can indicate that you are present. I'm going to start off with myself, appointed by the commissioners on May 6th of 2024 to a 3-year term as president, with a term ending on May 6th of 2027. Miriam Rallis is present. Next, appointed by the council on May 8th to a 4-year term as vice president, with a term ending on May 8th of 2028. Heather Van Dyke. Here. Appointed by the council on February 12th, 2025, to complete a 2-year remainder term as a member with a term ending on May 8th, 2026, Kelly McClarnon.
Here.
Appointed by the commissioners on April 15th, 2025, to complete a remainder term as a member with a term ending on April 15th, 2026, Jeannie Shively. Here. Appointed by the surveyor on May 8th of 2025 to a 1-year term as a member with a term ending on May 8th of 2026, Terry Godchak. Here. Godchak. Okay, before we move on to the election of officers, I wanted to take just a minute to recognize the staff that we have listed on our agenda. They support our board in many ways. They collaborate across their departments to help carry out our mission, and their efforts are essential to advancing the work of the County Parks and Recreation Board and implementing our 5-year master plan. So I wanted to thank them for their dedication and that letting them know that their work makes a real difference to our board, and it helps with our success. So I just wanted to thank the staff members who are listed on our agenda's sidebar there. Now let's proceed with the election of officers for the Hancock County Parks and Recreation Board for 2026 in accordance with Indiana Code Title 36, Article 10, Section 3-8. Is the board in agreement to keep the same officers in their current positions as presented in the roll call? Okay, if so, may I have a motion to re-elect the officers as listed in the roll call?
Motion to re-elect the officers as listed in the roll call.
Thank you, Kelly.
Second.
And Terry, second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The board, having received a first and second for the motion, is in unanimous agreement to re-elect the officers as presented in today's roll call. The president, vice president, and all other members listed are hereby re-elected to serve in their respective positions for 2026. Congratulations. And a big thank you, guys, to be here. We will do that.
Can I just say that we talked about it?
We can.
Okay, we discussed, because we would like to eventually have a treasurer once we actually have money, because we don't have money right now. Just keep it in your mind if anyone's interested. That's something that once we do have money, we do want to create. And we can do it any time during the year once we actually have a job for them to do.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Let's approve the minutes. So we have the minutes from our last meeting on November 20th of 2025, which was distributed to all members. Are there any corrections or discussions?
Nope. No.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from November 20th.
Okay,
I'll
and
second
then
that.
the second by Jenny. Okay. Any opposed? Motion carries. The November 20th, 2025 minutes are approved as presented. All right, new business. I would like for the board to host a public workshop during our February 19th meeting. In the past, we've opened our board meeting, we've conducted a roll call, we approved the minutes, then we adjourned, and we opened the public workshop, all in one motion. And we had a greater than expected turnout. And during this community input session, our GIS department has offered to help us create an online survey, which is really great, to engage the community before the workshop. And then we plan to develop an asset and vision board like we did last time, except for this time, we're going to have it public access in the hallways prior to the workshop. And hopefully media will help us push that out to reach and involve a broader population across the county. And then the workshop will be focused on the newly donated land that's located at 300 West and the Pennsy Trail that goes south all the way to 100 South at that location. It's NineStar Park at Spring Lake, and we're asking the community for ideas, input on what they would like to see for their park. Lais McCartney, she will facilitate the workshop for us. Lais is an extension educator, agriculture and natural resources with Purdue Extension here in Hancock County. That's a mouthful. She serves as the local master gardener coordinator. I really want to take that class. That'd be great. Providing opportunities, education, workshops, and community engagement that promotes healthy and productive landscapes. Is there any discussion, questions from the board regarding this workshop?
How will it be announced to the public, though?
We pushed it out. I pushed it out several ways, media last time. I also reached out to the Community Foundation and had them push it out. Economic Development helped push that out. Dusty, is there a way that your office can help push that out as well to announce a public workshop for their input?
I know that with the public can elect to go in and sign up for departments. So we could set up possibly the park board as a department, and then we could set up, it's a little difficult because you have to make an account for the county website, and then you make a separate account to say department is. So we and I'm happy to help.
We've also sent out like personal invitations to township trustees that had worked on our master plan that we had surveyed.
Stakeholders.
Yeah, that was the word that was not coming to me. Stakeholders we had polled for our master plan.
Yes.
I think we sent invitations to all of them.
And everyone that we sent them out to before will be invited again. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So I would like now to ask for a motion from the board to host the public workshop during our February 19th, 2026, 10 a.m. board meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Hey, Heather, is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Kelly. It has been moved and seconded to host a public workshop on February 19th, 2026. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Motion carries. Let's see here. Oh, my next step is actually to prepare the media flyer. So what I'll do is I'll get started on the flyer and I'll share it with the board. And then you guys can help me edit it prior to publishing. And we'll want to get the flyer out, like I said, as soon as possible so the community can provide their input and our board can receive the much needed data. Moving on to parkland donation. I had mentioned NineStar Park earlier. NineStar Park has been acquired through a generous donation. Central Indiana Communications, Inc., also known as NineStar Connect. They and I closed on December 17th of 2025. So the county now owns the 41 acres there at that location. We are in the process right now of rezoning this property from agricultural to institutional. And the request will be presented to the Board of Commissioners on January 20th, and then it will proceed on to the Planning Commission for their final approval. Rezoning the parcel to institutional will allow the county to hold program activities on the land and events. So this will further support our board's ongoing effort to the community. So that's another reason why we want to have that workshop, to see what they want, what type of events or activities we can put on the property. Are there any questions from the board about rezoning process or any of that? Okay, no. We move on to, I am sorry, I was on our last, I wasn't even on the agenda, y'all. I'm sitting here rolling through, think I'm giving everybody all the good information. Wonder why that's not connecting. Well, everyone has an agenda, so I will just leave that back to. Yeah, I'm not getting anything. So there we go. My apology. So this same property, we have the ITP grant on it. The application developed, the application for the ITP was in coordination with the Highway Department. It's still under review with DNR, and the Highway hopes to hear back regarding the award very soon. I was thinking it was the end of January, but DNR can drag their feet. Not that it's just because they probably have a lot of applicants. So.
Okay, ITP, Indiana Trails
Indiana Trails Program.
Program, thank you.
Yes, yes. If we receive this grant, it will allow us to move forward with the project planning and implementation for a parking lot. It's a 20-car parking lot, a trailhead, and a connection to the Pennsy Trail, a multi-use trail that will be another 3/4 of a mile long, headed south to 100 South at Sugar Creek. And this is the same property that we're going to focus on for the community input workshop next month. Do you guys have any questions? The grant requested was $400,000. And in your packet, there is a copy of the plat of the property. We will hand this plat out. I wish my computer was working a little better. It wasn't bringing up some other documents, so I will just hold this up. As you can see on the plat, the property, the survey, I always call them plat surveys. Anyway, the survey is showing the wetland that goes across the property. So we will want to make the public, we'll have to educate the public that there's a limited amount of what can go on the property because of the floodway, which is all in the dark area of the property. So we do have limits, but we are welcoming a lot of ideas.
So temporary things can happen. in the
Temporary
flood-
things
in
can
the
definitely
floodway.
happen. I like educational pieces that come and go to bring in maybe Eagle Scouts for certain events that the public agrees to want to have on there. Any other questions about the ITP grant? All righty. So moving on to the board's request to add additional board members. On January 20th, and in your packet, I have the ordinance. I will be revisiting the Board of Commissioners to move forward with adding 2 additional board members. I originally requested that back in December. The request was taken under advisement, and a new ordinance has been prepared. And you have the draft of it in front of you. If approved, the 2 new members will be appointed by the Circuit Court Judge Scott Cirk once they've found suitable candidates. And ideally, we'd like to have new members in place by March of this year. So, but I don't really have the sooner the better. We just need to get some work done. And with a quorum of 3, it's hard to get everybody or enough people in the room to work, so. Do you have any questions about the draft ordinance? right, 5-year master plan review of Chapter 7. So in your packet, I put the mission statement. It's very long. So while reviewing the master plan chapter, which I also have in your packet, is just Chapter 7. I noticed that the version of the plan, that our official master mission statement word for word, I don't know if that needs to be in the plan completely, or if we should clarify with our consultants whether DNR just needs the basic mission as stated on 7.2 of the mission. So I feel like our mission statement may be too long. I'm happy to read it, but I just wanted to get your take on that. I recommend scheduling a working board meeting as soon as possible to make any amendments if we decide that that statement is too long and wordy. So those changes would need to be finalized by March for inclusion in the final draft, unless our consultants just advise that a brief description is sufficient. So, but that's all I have for Chapter 7. I did throw in something about letter O, but we can get to that after we discuss if there's any board members who have any amendments or additions that we need to share with our consultants for Chapter 7. It's a lot. Chapter 7 is a lot.
Yeah.
There is establishing a land dedication ordinance is what I picked up on here that requires residential and commercial developers to either dedicate land or pay a fee in lieu of dedication to ensure new development. And it provides adequate parkland and recreation spaces for residents. And so when I was looking and reading that, I was kind of having a hard time wrapping my head around it. So I went out on the web to do some, research, and I pulled and put in your packets letter O. That way, if after today's board meeting, we can look it over and try to determine what that looks like and if it's worded right in our plan and how we're going to develop that particular ordinance and move from there. Just a discussion, nothing, no action. But that's also in your packet. Does anyone have any other amendments or additions that we should share with our consultants on 7? Like I said, it's a lot. We do have some meetings scheduled to amend the whole plan. I just thought it'd be nice to have some items such as O and our mission and everything acknowledged to update for the final plans that go to DNR. And we have to have that submitted before April 15th.
Coming up here pretty quick.
Yeah, it's definitely coming up quickly. Okay, if we're done with 7, I wanted to pick a next Chapter 2 review, maintenance during the land acquisition phase. And Corey Taylor, he serves as our county maintenance and facilities manager, and we should review the maintenance chapter with Corey. I want to ensure that it accurately reflects his department's capabilities and our county's overall capabilities, so the plan should outline a process to verify that we have adequate resources for the land acquisition and clearly explains how the maintenance piece will be handled, right? So this includes who's going to oversee the maintenance for each new acquisition, whether it be managed by the maintenance department, the highway department, through contracted services, through volunteers, or a memorandum of understanding with a partner. I mean, we've got options, but we need to make sure that when we are locating acquisitions and deciding whether we want to pursue them as parkland, that this maintenance piece is covered, and we've talked to the, entities about who's going to help. Like with Shirley, when we purchased the railroad bed up there, we ended up getting a memorandum of understanding with them for the capacity to cut the grass. We want to make sure our parks are pretty. So
Right.
I just want to make sure that in our master plan, that we've talked to Corey and he agrees that this verbiage and the verbiage of the chapter of maintenance is, buttoned down.
How does that work? How do things like that work within, like, the county's budget? Does the council have to, like, designate certain funds that cover that and get attributed to that? Or does it just fall within those departments' budgets? Or
Right.
will the park, I know we don't have any money now, but
Right.
like, does the county assign us money that we have to work within?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how is that supposed to work? Or do
The current way it is now is that the Parks and Recreation Board doesn't own land. We, like you said, we don't have funding authority, we are a board, we are not a department. And when we're looking at the parks, trails, green spaces, we need to have a conversation and coordinate with the Board of Commissioners, with the council, with the RDC, with the Highway Department to make sure that we know who's going to do it. And if we're working it like with Shirley, with the municipality, that's where we're like, hey, this is our property that we purchased is within your jurisdiction. Will you help us? Because we are a county and we want to not rely on taxpayer dollars for our parks as much as possible. That's why we're seeking the Land, Water, and Conservation Fund grant. And we want to make sure our master plan has all its Ts, crossed, Is dotted, and it is perfect for DNR to say, yeah, you guys deserve this Land, Water, and Conservation Fund so we can make parks for everyone, right? Yeah, so like with our Pennsy Trail, the portion that is owned by and out in the unincorporated areas of the county, that gets mowed twice. So if the public sees an area that is overgrown and we haven't got to it yet, they may have mowed it, say, 3 months ago, and we're happy to take that phone call, hey. But that is the guideline for the highway department. That's what the highway does.
And then Corey does it.
And then Corey has his own maintenance schedule for the own, for the
Other
land.
staff member quit, so by himself right now.
Yeah, he's working on it, but he has his own schedule for maintaining. Highway has their own schedule for maintaining. We just need to make sure that we're, in our plan, that we're considering maintenance and land acquisition and writing it the way DNR wants to see that,
Does
so.
the NineStar Park need mowed?
Right now,
It's wetland. Usually wetlands don't.
it's got hay. There's a lot of hay on it, and there's a lot of wetland. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful property. It's baled a couple times a year, and
by the previous owner?
we have a farmer that's going to
take the
continue
hay?
to bale it, yeah, for us,
For
for hay.
In kind.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Is that a written agreement? Probably, right?
I haven't seen that agreement, so I can't really say yes or no to that. It's,
I guess going forward, the point is with what we're trying to do here is that would be. Right?
I would think so. Yeah,
It'd be wonderful if that could continue.
absolutely.
So the grant, if it, we're awarded that grant, then where does that money sit?
Highway filed for the grant
Okay,
on our behalf.
okay, all right. Designated for specifically NineStar Park?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
And they had to
Absolutely.
put up the match, so that's what we needed them.
NineStar? Right.
No, the highway put up the match.
Oh, the highway put up, okay.
For the grant. And they're gonna do the labor, so that was,
so that's,
yeah,
That's
those
their
are all
money.
part of.
and was it, did they have to do 100?
No, I believe it was 80/20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right,
80/20.
okay.
Yeah. And we hope to hear, that is a really hard grant to get this year because of the bills that have happened in the last year. A lot of pause has happened to reimbursements and things like that. So we hope to hear that we've got it. But when you've got 2 million divided by 400,000 and you have a whole 92 county state, we will be honored to get that money. So
Don't have any idea how.
don't have any idea at all. Yeah, so, but it looked fabulous to me. I thought it was a great read and well done. Ann Scheidler of the Highway Department, we worked together to get it submitted on time. So, very proud of that. Okay, old business. We ready to move on?
Bam.
Yes, the town of Shirley and the Octagon House. I'm super excited about this. This afternoon, I'm going to be meeting with the highway engineer and the superintendent and the highway deputy highway engineer, to discuss the timeline for placing the multi-use trail on the county property we were just talking about, and in the town of Shirley. That particular trail extends the trail along the frontage of the Jane Ross Reeves Octagon House. This trail is partially funded by the Ignite Grant, and those funds have already been received from the Community Foundation. That was that $50,000. So once I have a timeline, and I'd like our board to coordinate a meeting to collaborate with everyone involved. So this meeting is going to include a ribbon cutting, a shovel-ready groundbreaking photo opportunity for the trail. And I'm going to be working with the Chamber of Commerce and reach out to Retta Livengood to see if she can perform the ribbon cutting with her famous oversized scissors. Have you guys seen those? They're great.
Sorry, but the mic's just,
The mic's cut out?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, so
Call a recess.
I can call a recess right now until we determine the technical, yeah. Yeah, you want to push that button?
I do.
That again? Can you hear me now?
You're here.
Is that working?
Let's see if it picks up on YouTube.
Hello, hello.
Cause feedback. Fine.
Well, we've got 30 minutes left, so if we can get this under control, take care, Dusty, just breathe, it's all good. Oh, we're still on, right? Okay. Yep, 100%. Well, you didn't hear anything on the YouTube, right?
I just turned it off. I can turn
I'm
it back
gonna-
on. I just didn't want the giant squeal when it came back on.
Correct. Oh. I think they can hear
I
us.
think it's working now.
Okay.
Unless it was-
All right, well, we're going to resume. It's 10:30. And we were talking about the Shirley Octagon house and the ribbon cutting. So I'm going to reach out to Retta Livengood and see if she can perform the ribbon cutting. And also ask if we can borrow some shovels from the highway and/or town of Shirley, so we can have that famous shovel-ready pose for our
Shovel-ready,
ribbon
yeah.
cutting. That'll be great. I'm also going to follow up with email to coordinate these details with the Community Foundation of Hancock County, so they can take the photos as well as, highlight their Ignite grant award that is ongoing with the Community Foundation. Do you guys have any questions about the Town of Shirley Octagon House or the new trail going in?
Do you have a general time frame of when you'd like to do the groundbreak?
Well, that's why I'm having a meeting with the
Okay,
highway
you'll know
engineer
after the
tonight.
meeting.
Well, we got cut off on the thing, and
Gotcha.
yeah, it may not have come through, but I do have a meeting for timelines today, this afternoon.
Fantastic.
So, yeah. All right. We are going to move on to the impact fees. I am going to just turn that off. See if I can lock this. I'm sorry. There we go. So impact fees will go into effect on February 5th. Kayla Brooks and I met with the city of Greenfield to review their impact fee process, which is super important. We wanted to become prepared once they're implemented. And in addition to the ordinance requirements, all of the processes of the impact fees will be performed through the planning department. We are waiting on the appointment of the Hancock County Impact Fee Review Board by our Board of Commissioners. This board will consist of an engineer, a CPA, and a realtor. And I'm going to update you guys, the board, once the commissioners have identified those appointments. Do you guys have questions about the fees? Do you need me to say what the fees are again, and that they're for the unincorporated areas, and or anything like that? Do you have any questions? The fee is $412. It is, the developers will come in for a permit to build, and they will be the one charged that fee. And then once we receive that money in, that's where this process for the Hancock County Impact Fee Review Board, that's why we need them, because if there's appeals or anything like that, they're the ones that deal with that.
Have you had any feedback from anybody about?
No, not yet. So far, so good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and open a board discussion. There's not any actions required, but I've got a couple items I want to share regarding this legislative monitoring guide I sent you guys. The goal of the handout is to help us stay informed about legislation that could impact our parks and recreation, such as the HB 1161. So it was recently highlighted in the Daily Reporter. I didn't know anything about it till, a coworker sent it over to me and said, hey, check this out. And this guide outlines really easy ways to monitor the legislation. So it kind of helps us put in a search engine and so forth. Let me grab it real quick. So if we wanted to put a key code in there like IC 3610 or IC 361 in a search engine, anytime any of those came up, this guide kind of helps you figure out how to put that in your computer so we are aware of legislation for Parks and Rec. Does that make sense?
No,
It's not a must, it's just
nice though.
a tool
But
offering ideas
This
to.
hasn't been passed, it's just,
This is just a guide on how to do a search on your computer.
the actual bill.
Oh, I have not been able to follow up. I just learned about it. This is another reason
I
why.
thought that his bill went out of committee. I thought it
Okay.
passed committee.
It probably did, but I don't know. It was last hour, another reason why I think that on top of any House bills going through that are changing, we are in compliance, right? So that's all this handout was, is just kind of a tool for that. And then the next item that I'm really excited to share, you guys, this is awesome. So the Board of Commissioners has approved me to attend the IU Executive Development Program from April 19th to the 22nd. There's a handout in your packet. The program's focused on executive leadership, and it's an amazing opportunity to grow our knowledge and skills in parks and recreation management. So a seat, check this out, a seat was opened for me by the program educator, and I'm honored to have been awarded a scholarship to attend. So I got a scholarship to attend. The curriculum covers a wide range of superpowers in Parks and Rec. So I'm going to get to collaborate with 40 other executives and bring tons of experience and ideas that we can use to move our board forward. So I'm confident these lessons and these connections will complement our work in our 5-year master plan. And I'm looking forward to sharing everything that I learn with all of you. Again, that's not until April 19th. Do you guys have any questions about the legislative handout or the IU executive program for me?
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm super excited. I couldn't believe they opened a seat for me. Do you guys have any board discussion items that are not on the agenda today? No? How about any action items? Any action items? Is there anyone from the public who wants to approach the podium? And I'll give you a couple minutes, 3 minutes, if you want to talk and say what you do. And yes. Yes. If, when you approach, I want you to state your name and spell your last name. And then that way we can make sure we get it right.
So hi, my name is Alyssa Eichholtz. It is ALYSSA-EICHHOLTZ. I am the founder and president of the Penzi Run Club. We are officially a 501c3. We obtained that late last year, but the club has been around since February of 2025, so we're still a growing community. I don't have any sort of new business, but I did have 2 questions reference the agenda. The first being with the public input session that was approved, is the time reference that still the 10 to 11 o'clock?
It
or
is.
does that go any longer? So it's that,
It will take over
Okay.
that meeting. So what we'll do is we'll have roll call, approve the minutes, and then adjourn and open the public session. So it's a very quick meeting, and then the rest of the meeting is for the public input session.
okay, and then is there any sort of like follow-up or summary, or is that done in then the March meeting? Or is that done in February then as well?
We will gather all that data and give it to our consultants who are helping us with our 5-year master plan. And then hopefully we can present it at least by April.
But at least in the future, okay, got
Yes,
it.
we will present it once all the data's put together.
Wonderful. And then the next question I had, or I guess food for thought as well, is reference the 5-year master plan, and you were talking of land acquisition and land maintenance discussion. With that, is there any sort of thought with trail maintenance? I know you're talking about mowing and keeping the land itself. I know that running the trail on the unincorporated ends, there is no trail maintenance. A lot of that, I know that the Hancock County Penzi Trail group ends up finding volunteers and such for, but with the expansion of the trails, especially going kind of into that New Pal area
Right.
or out east, if there's any discussion as for trail maintenance.
Again, why we need to speak with Corey and the highway department. I've spoken to the highway, how they are set up, because that is in right-of-way. That they cut it twice a year. If that needs to change, that could be, we could approach the Board of Commissioners to see if we could allow any extension to maintenance department, find our own volunteers, if they want to continue to use pensytrail.org, who does a fantastic job. There's a lot of opportunities with that, so thank you for asking, because
Yeah.
it is part of the maintenance that we want to make sure that we are on top of moving forward, for sure.
Are you talking about the pavement, or are you talking about?
I'm talking more about the pavement.
Yeah, that's
So
highway-
again,
that was
for like
highway.
runners, walkers, especially in these months with snow removal or ice, with having salt down and things like that, typically we have that 2-mile gap where essentially it's not runnable or walkable. So just thinking about that, and again, not that there's the best solution always, but I'm just, especially going forward, what I can help or present with people forward, so.
Yeah, it would be very good to maybe get some locations that are concerning, and we can take that to the highway department or to the Board of Commissioners to see, since we are just in our infancy of a board. But these are great questions that we need to address moving forward to make sure that when we become a department, we are fluid on all things Parks and Rec. So thank you for bringing that up. Do you have anything else for us? I want to know how many members you have that run.
Yeah, so again, we started in February, I started in February of 2025, and our first run was 8 people. We now currently have a Saturday 10 a.m. run and a Tuesday 6 p.m. run, are usually attended by about 30 members. There's a waiver to sign up to run with us, a liability waiver, but it is free to run. And that's via Run Sign Up. If you've ever done any sort of 5K or anything, you're probably familiar with Run Sign Up. And we have 62 people that have signed that waiver.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Congratulations. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Yeah, and so we do have our own official board. We had our first board meeting and such last month. So we have some plans, and that's part of the reason for my being here today, is just to make sure that
When are your board meetings?
we don't have them scheduled out, but we are
Okay.
doing them at the Thrive Center. As of right now, they're the second Sunday of the month, but that kind of is a little bit more fluid. We haven't exactly established that, so.
Well, great. Well, I hope you'll come back to our meetings.
Yeah, I have every intention to. so.
I love your passion, and I'm a runner too, so I look forward to coming out. I
Yeah.
have a little bit of an injury on my knee, but once it's back 100%, I'll want to be out there on a Tuesday night. That'll be
Yeah,
great.
absolutely. So, all right,
Yeah,
that's all I
thank
got.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
I know Corey just got. That would be perfect for.
Yeah,
I don't know that he currently.
I can't answer for him. That's why we need to have a kind of a maintenance discussion for our next chapter that we're going to review. That what's written in our plan is what, we need to be accountable for, So, yeah, 100%. So I will ask for, our next meeting is scheduled for February 19th, and a reminder, right? The board agreed to hold a public input session in place of the full board meeting. So with that said, is there any other questions? And if not, I can ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 10:43.
10:43, and do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Terry. We are adjourned at 10:43, so thank you all for joining us in person and at the Commissioners Court. Sorry for those online that had that interruption, but we'll get it all ironed out next time. And time, energy, and passion are truly appreciated. Thank you, everybody.